Okay, so we are going to begin our arm session sitting up today with the ankles crossed. I'm going to sit facing away from the camera just so you can see, if you need to, a little bit more what I do with my shoulders and neck. Whenever you're ready to, you can let your eyes close. Take your time getting comfortable. You can prop yourself up on something if you want to. Now, take a moment after you close your eyes just to have a deep breath or two. Not breathing to make you relaxed or excited, just a deep breath. Noticing what you feel along the shoulders. Now, the position of the legs, which leg is crossed in front of the other, along with what we tend to do with our arms, along with really the whole entire history of our life so far, can determine what's going on with our shoulders right now. And, genes, all the stuff. But just take a moment, maybe after this next exhale, to notice if it feels. Don't work at it. Don't try to control it. But to notice if it feels asymmetrical in your right and left shoulders and in the right and left sides of your back. Again, this can be because of your arms. It can be because of your back, because of the placement of your hips. And note also that just because it feels like it might not be symmetrical doesn't mean it is or it isn't. And symmetry isn't always the goal anyway. We're just noticing. So maybe you notice what it feels like to imagine both of your arms completely relaxed some. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your palms to turn up to face the ceiling and your fingers to just curl in however they want to. So without pushing the rib cage forward and up, or kind of the same thing, feeling like you're taking the back of the rib cage and pushing it into the back, simply feel a sense of balance in your back. And again, a release, a relaxing of your shoulders and of your shoulder blades. And notice your breath. And maybe you slow down the breath a bit, imagining that every time you exhaled, any sense of pressure or engaging you felt in your muscles just slipped away. And if you find at any point you're interrupted by your stuff, by your life, no, that's fine. It's fine that it happened. It's fine that you noticed it. It means you're surviving. This is supposed to happen. And gently go back to your breath. Ease in the shoulders all the way to the fingertips. Ease in the neck. Ease in the back. And as you're ready to, breathe in. And when you breathe out, feel as though you can move your shoulder blades in towards each other. So there's a sense of length across the collarbones. And then allow your arms to relax again. Breathe in, feel a sense of balance. Let your shoulder blades move in towards each other, like you had a cherry in between your shoulder blades and you're trying to squeeze it. And then relax your arms. Relax your face. One more time. Sit up pretty tall, pretty balanced. Feel your shoulder blades drop in towards each other. And then relax again. But when you're ready to, feel your shoulders reach forward and up. You can keep your eyes closed if you want to. And when you breathe out, reach your arms towards the wall behind you. It's okay if your fingertips graze the floor. But then lift, spreading out your fingers, your hands up. Maybe feel when you separate your hands away from the body, some like you could lift them a little bit higher and then relax them down. Take a breath in Fingertips just grazing the floor behind you. And breathe out, lift your arms up again. Relax. Inhale. Lift your arms up again. Relax. Bring your arms to rest on the knees and have a breath. When you're ready to reach your arms up, forward, and up towards the ceiling, you can separate your hands as much as you want to. Maybe the palms face each other. Maybe they face the wall in front of you. Breathe in, and when you breathe out, bring your arms back in space. Now, if you can, resist the urge to back bend here. Just keep the movement in the arms themselves. Let the arms come forward so the chin does not move forward. You don't arc your back. Arms go back again. And forward. And back again. And forward. And then relax your arms down. If you want, make another circle with your arms or shrug your shoulders. But when you're ready to, come onto hands and knees. Walking your knees back some. And making sure you've got your hands so far away from the knees that you could easily go into plank pose, for you to lift your knees up off of the floor. So the hips are kind of back in space. And then when you're ready to, find your breath and inhale, shift your weight forward into your hands. And exhale, push your hands into the floor. See how it feels. Now breathe in here again. And when you breathe out, push into the floor, push the floor away and feel your elbows move towards the floor behind your wrists. And then lift them back up so your arms are pretty straight. Let's do that a few more times. Breathe in, breathe out, let your elbows spin in towards each other and drop down towards the floor. And then inhale, straighten your arms. Exhale, elbows lower. Inhale, elbows straighten. Lower. Straighten. Lower. Straighten. Pause here after you come back up onto your hands. Separate your knees some. You can separate your feet some if you want to, but definitely your knees. Push your right hand into the floor. Take your left arm forward. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. And lower your left hand down. Now let your big toes come close to each other. Breathe in. And exhale. Drop your hips towards your heels. Child's pose. Inhale. Bring your weight forward back into your hands. Look forward. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, shift forward, weight into the hands, look forward. Exhale, child's pose. Weight into the hands again. Separate your feet if you want to. Pause here. Hold onto the floor with your left hand. Feel like you're holding onto the floor and pushing it away at the same time. Take your right arm up and breathe. 3 breaths, more or less. Lift that right arm. You can turn your palm to face the wall to the left, or you can turn it to face the floor, whatever you want, but lift your arm up, up, up. And then release your hand down. Now bring your knees a little bit closer to each other, but then walk your hands, not moving your hips, so keep your butt over your knees. Walk your hands as far forward as they go. Breathe in here, and then breathe out. Maybe spider your hands, walk your hands a little bit further forward, lower your chest towards the floor. Only as far forward as feels good everywhere. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, keep your butt up, lower your chest down, puppy pose. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then walk your hands in, climbing up onto your knees. You could sit down on your heels if you wanted to, or you can stay all the way up on your knees. It's whatever you want. You're going to bring your arms out to a T like warrior 2 and turn the palms to face forward. From here, take a breath in, and then when you breathe out, feel your shoulder blades move in towards each other again. And we're just going to pump the arms back and forth a few times. Palms are facing forward. So this might not feel like much, but take your head back in space, you'll probably feel it soon. And every time, feel like you were trying to move your shoulder blades in towards each other. Every time the arms go back, don't initiate with your hands. Feel instead like the shoulder blades are moving in and apart, and in and apart, and in and apart, and then stop. Turn your palms to face the floor, and then flip them so your thumb faces the floor, your pinky the ceiling. And then again, you're gonna pump your arms back in space. Shoulder blades in, head back. Try to keep the rest of the body pretty still. And the hardest part, possibly, notice your breath. See if you can take the wrinkles out of the breath, even as you pump your arms like this. And then stop. Keep your arms up. Turn your palms to face the ceiling. Same thing. Pump your arms back. The thumbs point towards the wall behind you. Pinkies almost spin up towards the ceiling. And your shoulder blades go in and out and in and out. Keep your neck relaxed. Again, probably by taking your head back, possibly even by lifting your chin a little bit. And relax now. Finally, turn your palms to face the floor. Last one. And pump your arms back. Back, 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 back. And then relax your arms down, finally. You might roll your shoulders around. This could be a good time for a sigh, just to stop everything. Notice maybe the intensity that you feel in your upper back. That's a lot of work. Bring your hands forward, so you're back on hands and knees. And when you're ready to, lift the sit bones for cow pose. Lift your sternum, look up, feel your shoulder blades move towards your waist. Lift your face. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, feel your shoulder blades move away from each other, drop your head. Stay here for longer if it feels really sweet, really good. The stretch might feel just lovely after all those kind of pumps you did with your arms. But then do a couple cat-cows on your own. When you're ready to, pause. You're going to turn your hands in a bit like this, so the middle fingers point in towards each other some. And then you're going to walk your knees back a little bit. We're going to lift the knees off the floor like downward dog, but first let's see how this feels. So take a breath in. When you breathe out, let your elbows bend out to the sides and let your head drop down like you were trying to get your forehead to tap the floor near your thumbs, and then push the floor away, straighten your elbows. Bend your elbows again, lower your head, straighten your arms. Bend them, straighten them. Just kind of get in the rhythm. And then when you're ready to, lift your knees off the floor, downward dog. Straighten your elbows and then bend them out to the sides, lower your head towards the floor, straighten your arms again. Bend the elbows, straighten them. Bend them, straighten them. Two more. And when you're ready, turn your palms to face forward. Inhale, shift your weight forward, shoulders over wrists. Look forward, exhale, lower your knees. Breathe in here, squeeze the hands in towards each other. Exhale, lower yourself down a little or a lot, and then push yourself up. Or more. Lower, push up. Push the floor away as you lower. Push the floor away as you lift. Now, this time, or one more time, when you lower down, stay there. Point your feet, reach your arms back in space. Keep your chest and head low. Palms face the floor. Inhale, lift your arms. Lower them a little. Turn your palms so the thumbs point towards your body. Lift your arms again. Lower them a little. Turn your hands so your thumbs point out to the sides. Lift your arms again. Lower a little. Thumbs point in, lift. Lower a little. Thumbs point out, lift. With your breath. I like to inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You do what you want. Add a little for the last round. Extra oomph in the end of the lift. And the next time you lower your hands down with the palms facing the ceiling, just let the back of the hands touch the floor, rest your head. When you're ready to, make your way back up to hands and knees. And then lift your knees up, plank pose. Walk your hands towards the back of the mat. And when you've almost got all your weight in your feet, walk your hands forward again. Maybe walk them extra far forward. And take a hand off the floor for an exaggerated little mini stretch. But keep walking back. Walking forward. We're going to do 4 rounds total, or fewer, that's fine. But let's say this time, or the next time, you walk your hands back. You can stay there. So add an extra one if you want to. The sooner you get to the back of the mat, the sooner you'll rest. When you're ready to, take a breath in, lift your back up some, look forward. Breathe out, lift your back so that you're positive. You've got your torso higher than your hips in space. Reach your arms back behind you, turn your palms to face the ceiling. And when you're ready, lift your arms higher, straighten the arms, keep them up. Slowly turn your palms so the thumbs face the floor. And then out to the sides, lift your straight elbows up. Turn your thumbs down towards the body, lift, lift, lift. Lift your chest, turn your thumbs down towards the walls, and then towards the walls, lift. Turn your thumbs down and then towards the body, lift. Turn your thumbs down, then towards the walls, lift, lift, lift your arms, lift your elbows. Again, turn your thumbs down, they face the body, lift them. Turn them down, then they face the walls, lift them. Interlace your fingers behind you. Fold forward. Lift the arms up. Breathe. Relax your hands down towards your sacrum. And then bend the knees. The goal is to get the butt to the floor. Any way you can do that is okay. Take your time. And after you get there, you're going to make the shape of a diamond with your hands, kind of a diamond, and place the hands behind you. You don't have to have your fingertips touching, but place the hands maybe 6 inches or so behind you. And then when you're ready to, you're going to lift your chest up. You can separate your feet if you want to, whatever feels okay. And when you exhale, you'll bend your elbows like you're trying to get them real close to the floor, and then you're going to straighten and bend them and straighten. Bend them, straighten, bend, straighten. When you're ready, stay up. Look to your right, plant your right hand to the floor behind you. Roll onto your right hip. You can stretch your left leg long, think side plank, and you're going to push your right hand into the floor, lift your hips up. Now we're just going to stay here, pushing the right hand down. If you wanted to, you could try lifting your hips. You could lift both or one leg as high as you want to, but push, push, push the right hand into the floor and breathe. And then you'll lower your hip. And then roll on so you can see your left side. Push your left hand to the floor like you would for side plank. You can roll on your hips. Remember, you can keep both of your hips. You can keep both of your lower legs down and just lift through your hips from here. And then top leg and or bottom leg can straighten. If you want to lift really high and experiment with lifting both knees up, feel free. But really grip the floor with your left hand. And then release your hips down. So let's flow a little bit there. Okay, so facing forward, making room for yourself. Roll onto your right hip, put the right hand behind you. Push the right hand into the floor, lift your hips, lower your hips. Roll into your left side. Maybe it's on the inhale, you lift your hips, lower your hips. Roll onto the right side. Push your hand down, lift your hips, lower. You don't have to do any perfect side plank. You might end up somewhere kind of between a wild thing or a flip dog and side plank. Keep going. One more each side. So once more to the right, once more to the left. And then you're going to stay seated with the hands to the floor behind you, fingers pointing forward, bend the knees, and then lift your chest up. Check in. How do your wrists feel? How do your shoulders feel? Lift your hips. And lower them. And now from here, you can walk your hands a little further forward if you want to. Walk your feet a little further forward. Breathe in, fingertips point forward. Breathe out, lower your elbows towards the floor, but then straighten them again. And bend them. Straighten them. Bend them. If you wanted, lift your butt up. Keep it up. Much harder. Bend your elbows. Straighten them. Bend your elbows. Straighten them. And then eventually, let your tush come back down, who's up. Let your arms come forward, interlace your fingers, cross your ankles. Flip your palms to face forward, and then you're going to flex your shoulders by lifting your arms up. Maybe they go back. And this time, if it feels really good, find a hint of a back bend. And then release your arms. Round your back a little bit, only to the degree that feels good. Maybe let your feet come off the floor. Maybe reach for your ankles or your feet with your hands. This doesn't have to be graceful, just play with it. Roll onto your back. And when you get there, reaching again for your heels or your ankles, whatever you can reach. Press your feet into your hands and feel like you were trying to anchor your shoulders down towards the floor. Press your feet into your hands and straighten one leg a little bit. And bend it. And then the other. And bend it. Go ahead and roll onto your right side, reaching your right arm out to the right. So you rest on your right shoulder. And then you're going to lift your left leg up and have one breath here, nice and slow. Maybe look up. Now, come off of that right shoulder. Stretch your right arm out to the right. Let both of your knees drop to the right, but then turn your left hand to the left. Look to the left for one breath. Come to roll onto your left shoulder so you can take your left arm underneath and behind you, resting your shoulder to the floor, pointing your right knee to the ceiling. Maybe look up, one breath here. And then come off of your shoulder, reach your left arm out to the left, keep your knees to the left, but roll on to the right side of your back. Reach your right arm out to the right, have one breath here. And then bring your legs to center. Stretch your legs out. Stretch anything you want out. And rest in Shavasana. And stay here for just a minute, resting. Noticing what comes up when at any point it feels to you like you are spending and like you are giving your resources, your energy to all the things. Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes we all have to do that. But right now, really quickly, 30 seconds. Redirect your attention, your breath, your intention less like you were making withdrawals from your energy and more like you were making deposits. Like you were filling up. Planting whatever thoughts, whatever seeds of care, wellness, strength. And then have a breath in and start to move a little bit. Rolling onto your side and up to sit as you exhale. And maybe place your hands together in front of you or on the heart, maybe on the heart and the belly. And have this moment to yourself. If you want to fold forward, bring your hands behind you, hold on to one with the other, breathe in, and then fold. And thank you.